Okay, picture this. A really dark street, lonely, the kind, shadows everywhere. And there's this young woman, clearly destitute, holding her little daughter. She looks exhausted, but there's this glimmer, maybe hope, maybe just desperation in her eyes. And she's about to make this just impossible offer to survive. But the man she walks up to, he's not just anyone. He's about to change everything for her.
Yeah, that image really sticks with you. And it's our starting point today for this deep dive into the Riverdale redemption, a tale of justice and love. Now, the story comes to us as like a single narrative, but we're looking at it as more than just a story. Think of it like a case study, maybe even a blueprint for how just one act of courage, one moment of real compassion can start to unravel this whole tangled web of corruption and maybe lead to something totally unexpected, a new beginning.
Exactly. So our mission today is to unpack this incredible story, not just for the drama, though there's plenty of that. We want to pull out those nuggets of resilience, the smart moves, the strategies, and those really deep emotional connections that made this whole thing work. How this plea for help basically sparked this massive change.
Right. And as we go through this, we really want you, the listener, to think about a couple of things. Like, what does it actually take to stand up to a powerful, corrupt system, especially when it feels like you've got no chance? And maybe more importantly, what role does simple human compassion play when, hope just seems completely lost?
Okay, let's dive right in then. First segment, the desperate encounter. This is where we meet Emily. The source describes her as strikingly beautiful but destitute. She's rushing through Riverdale's dim streets, Lily, her daughter, in her arms, heading for the police station. You can almost feel the exhaustion, but her eyes have that mix of hope and, utter desperation. It's quite a picture.
It really is. And you immediately get the weight of her situation, right? She's not struggling. She's at the end of her rope. The fact that she's going to the police tells you something seriously broken in the system around her. And then she sees this black SUV and she thinks it's just, some random person passing by.
Which leads to this absolutely heartbreaking plea.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine having to say this? Sir, my little girl hasn't eaten in days. I'll do anything you want. Just give us some money, please.
Yeah.
Just raw. The kind of choice nobody should ever have to make.
And boom, the twist. The man isn't some random guy. He's Captain Alex Thompson, the new police captain in Riverdale. The text says he froze for a moment, stunned. He saw the anguish of a mother. It wasn't just, a person in distress. It was deeper. He connected with that pain on a human level, not just as an officer.
Yeah, and his response is, well, it's not standard procedure, is it? No badge flashing, no calling dispatch. He just says, come with me to my place. I'll help you. And Emily, she's terrified. Of course she is. She asks, you won't touch me, right? Nothing wrong.
That fear is so palpable. And Thompson gets it. He gives her this gentle smile, reassures her, no, I won't do anything like that. That immediate need to build some kind of trust in this incredibly tense moment. It's critical.
And he does it so deliberately. When they get to his place, this modest bungalow, he offers her water. She hesitates. She's scared.
Right. Is it safe? And what does Thompson do? He drinks the water himself first, just says, see, it's safe. Then he makes sure she eats, gets them sandwiches, soup, milk for Lily, even though she just asked for money.
He's not just being kind. He's actively showing her she's safe.
That move with the water, drinking it first, it's small, but it's huge, isn't it?
It really is. What does that tell us about building trust when someone's that scared, that vulnerable, and there's such a power difference?
Well, it's proof, not promises. Talk is cheap, especially when you're terrified. He didn't just say, trust me. He demonstrated trustworthiness with a simple, verifiable action. That creates this tiny foothold of safety, this foundation. You need that before anything else can happen. And honestly, that applies everywhere, right? Not just in crises. Showing, not telling, it builds real connection.
And then he goes even deeper after they've eaten. He shares something personal. He tells Emily, my wife was like you, alone and desperate when I met her. I helped her, and now I'm helping you. Wow, so this isn't just his job, it's personal. Deep empathy. How does that change things?
Oh, completely. It shifts everything. It's not charity anymore, it's solidarity. He's saying, I see you because I've seen this before, up close. That kind of shared experience, or even just witnessing it like he did with his wife, creates this motivation that duty alone just can't match. It tells Emily he gets it on a level most people wouldn't. That makes his help feel fundamentally different, more reliable.
Okay, so that sets the stage. Now let's get into unpacking the injustice. We start to learn Emily's full story, and it's rough.
It really is. So Emily explains her husband, a truck driver, died a couple of years back, and then his own brothers, Harry and Kyle, they kicked her and Lily out, stole the land, the savings, everything. And the worst part, they made her sign papers, threatened her, knowing she couldn't understand the legal stuff, exploited her illiteracy.
That's just predatory.
Yeah.
Using grief and legal ignorance like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Thompson, his reaction is instant. He gives her cash right then and there, tells her, "Stop this life, Emily. Come get money from me each month."
But he doesn't stop there. That's the key. He says, "And I'll get your husband's property back for you."
Exactly. He's not just offering a Band-Aid. He's promising justice. He's going after the root cause.
What's the real significance there? Focusing on the property, not just the immediate need for cash.
It's the difference between relief and restoration. Giving money helps her survive today. Getting the property back restores her dignity, her future, her connection to her husband. Thompson sees that true help means tackling the injustice itself, not just managing its symptoms. He's aiming for sustainable change, rebuilding her foundation.
But getting that property back,
Yeah.
it's not going to be easy. They go to see the brothers, Harry and Kyle, in Chandler Village the next morning. And these guys are just dripping with arrogance, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. Harry smirks. Kyle basically says, "You're the captain in Riverdale, sure, but this is our turf. We got papers. Go ahead, try something."
That level of defiance tells you immediately this isn't just a family dispute. There's something bigger protecting them.
And there is. The source reveals they're backed by a corrupt local politician, Victor Ray.
Right. And they actually boast about it. "We own the law around here. Victor Ray has our back. Try us."
I mean, openly admitting that a politician is protecting their shady dealings, that tells you how deep the rot goes.
So this completely changes the game for Thompson, doesn't it? It's not just retrieving stolen property anymore. He's basically stumbled into a fight against this entrenched network of local power and corruption. What does that mean for his approach?
It means he can't just file a lawsuit and expect it to work, not when the other side claims to own the law. He needs a much broader strategy. He has to go after the brothers, sure, but also their political cover, maybe their money sources, dismantle the whole system supporting them. His mission just got a whole lot bigger and way more dangerous. He went from rescuer to, a potential system breaker.
Which brings us to the strategic play. Thompson doesn't waste any time. His first moves are about securing Emily.
Exactly. He gets her a small rented apartment near his own place, gives her more money, and tells her, crucially, focus on Lily, never go back to the streets.
Yeah.
He's building a safe zone, not just physically, but mentally too, giving her the space to breathe and start healing. That security is step one.
But he knows he needs backup for the bigger fight. So he calls in Detective Sam Parker, described as sharp, fearless.
Yeah, a trusted ally. Thompson tells Sam, dig into Victor Ray's connection, find dirt on the brothers, where's their money coming from, any legal ties. Sam gets the risk. He warns Thompson about Ray's power, but Thompson's response is telling. Conspiracies are for the fearful, Sam. I'm not one of them.
Wow, that's real leadership. Acknowledging risk, but refusing to be paralyzed by it. Choosing the right people is key here.
Absolutely. You need people who share that resolve, especially when you're up against something this entrenched. Sam is that guy. He can operate in the shadows, find things others can't or won't.
And I think what's really interesting here is how Thompson empowers Emily while he's doing all this behind the scenes work. She's not just waiting to be rescued again.
No, she's actively rebuilding. She uses the money for essentials, yes, but then she finds a job at a local craft shop thanks to a kind neighbor, Mrs. Sarah Davis. That's huge for her agency, her self-worth. It's not just about the money she earns. It's about contributing, regaining control.
So it's this dual approach, right? Providing external support, the apartment, the investigation, but also fostering her internal strength and self-reliance. How important is that combination?
It's everything. Sustainable change requires both. The external support creates the opportunity, the safety net. But it's Emily grabbing that opportunity, finding work, rebuilding her life. That's what makes the redemption real and lasting. True empowerment enables people to help themselves, not just receive help. Thompson understands that instinctively.
But things escalate quickly. The other side starts pushing back hard. Let's move into escalating tensions.
Yeah, the threats begin. Emily's walking home one night and masked men jump her. The message is blunt. If you value your life and your kids, stay away from that cop or else. Classic intimidation tactic, designed to isolate her, make her afraid, but the source says her response was defiant. That shows how much she's already changed.
Still, she's terrified. Not just for herself and Lily, but for Thompson, too. She feels responsible. Her neighbor, Sarah, gives her some crucial advice. You're not alone. He's strong. Hiding the truth is wrong.
That support is vital. Sarah reminds Emily she's part of something bigger now, that hiding won't help. It gives her the courage to tell Thompson. Isolation feeds fear. Community, even just one trusted friend or neighbor, can break that cycle.
And Thompson's reaction when she tells him is described perfectly. Face hardened with anger, but his voice stayed calm. He tells her, you did right telling me, I'll handle this, and I've faced worse. This is my duty, trust me. Then he immediately calls Sam. No more waiting, and cover their network.
That's controlled power, isn't it? He doesn't fly off the handle. He contains the anger, channels it into action. He reassures Emily, takes charge, and escalates the investigation. It shows composure under pressure, decisiveness, exactly what you need when the stakes get this high.
And Sam delivers. He gets confirmation from informants, Harry and Kyle. They're running an illegal drug operation. And Victor Ray, he's a partner.
Bingo. That's the smoking gun. It elevates everything. Now it's not just coercion and stolen property, it's organized crime, narcotics. This gives Thompson the leverage he needs. A raid on their main warehouse could bring the whole house of cards down. It connects all the dots.
But Ray fights back through official channels. He tries to get Thompson transferred, uses his influence with Deputy Chief Paul Sanders.
Right. Tries to ship him off to some godforsaken post. This shows just how far Ray's tentacles reach, right into the police department's upper levels. Thompson isn't just fighting criminals on the street, he's potentially fighting corruption within his own organization. That's a whole other layer of difficulty.
Thompson counters by broadening his attack strategy. He brings in more allies. First, an old friend, lawyer Andrew Shaw.
Yeah, and Shaw's reaction's great. You always drag me into alligator fights. But he takes the property case.
Then Thompson contacts Steve Vernon, a journalist, gives him the proof about the drug ring. Vernon promises tomorrow's front page will explode.
See, it's a multi-pronged assault. Legal action with Shaw, law enforcement action with Sam, and now public exposure through Vernon and the media, hitting them from all sides simultaneously. Law, police, press. It makes it incredibly hard for Ray and the brothers to control the narrative or suppress the truth. Brilliant strategy.
Okay, so this leads us right into the takedown. The newspaper article hits like a bomb.
Absolutely. The Riverdale Gazette headline. Drug empire exposed. Chandler thugs tied to politician Victor Ray. The source says it caused immediate chaos. Ray's phone blows up, panic spreads, public opinion turns sharply against them. That power of the press, it's immense here.
But they try one last desperate move.
Yeah.
Masked men ambush Emily again that night.
But this time, Sam Parker is ready. He emerged from the shadows, gun drawn, catches one of them, and under questioning, the guy confesses Harry sent them. Now they have direct physical evidence linking the brothers to the threats. Game changer.
Which sets up the courtroom showdown. Riverdale County Court. Judge David Keller presiding, known for being fair. It's Emily Thompson and Andrew Shaw against Harry Kyle and their lawyer, Sean Jones.
Yep. Shaw lays out the evidence, the original deeds, Emily's illiteracy being exploited, and crucially, the confession from the captured thug. And then Emily testifies. She's nervous, understandably, but she just tells her truth, simply and powerfully. They threw us out, threatened Lily's life if I didn't sign. I didn't know what I was signing. Sometimes the simplest testimony is the most devastating.
And Judge Keller sees right through it. The verdict comes down hard.
It does. The court finds the signatures coerced, the property reverts to Emily, plus damages, and importantly, further their criminal ties warrant investigation.
And bam. Harry and Kyle are arrested right there in the courtroom. The drug investigation kicks into high gear.
Ray's empire just collapses. Raids follow. His influence evaporates, leading to his downfall. It shows how taking down the key players can unravel the entire corrupt network. A total victory.
Which brings us, finally, to a new dawn. Emily's life is completely transformed.
It really is. She gets her inheritance back, buys a little house, and she starts her own knitting business. It becomes successful. It's not just about getting back what she lost. It's about building something new on her own terms. From total destitution to empowered entrepreneur, it's incredible.
And her connection with Thompson deepens alongside her recovery. There's that beautiful scene.
Yeah, one evening, they're in his backyard under the stars, and he tells her, Emily, from the moment I saw you, I was captivated, not just by your beauty, but your strength. Will you marry me?
And she accepts. Tears of joy. It feels like the perfect personal ending to this fight for justice.
It really ties everything together. They have a simple ceremony. And Emily, who started out homeless and desperate, becomes, as the source says, the heart of his world. Their story becomes this local legend of justice and love. It's a potent reminder that, yeah, compassion backed by courage and smarts really can change everything, not just one life, but the whole community's narrative.
So wrapping this up, what Riverdale Redemption really shows us, I think, is that justice isn't just some abstract legal concept. It's fueled by human connection, by the guts to stand up, and just this stubborn belief that things can be made right, even when it looks impossible.
Absolutely. This deep dive highlights how one act, seemingly small, that moment Thompson decided to help Emily, triggered this huge chain reaction. It exposed corruption, transformed lives, and ultimately healed a part of the community. It just underscores the incredible power one person can have if they choose to act with empathy and resolve.
So the thought we want to leave you with today is this. What are the silent cries happening around us? In our own neighborhoods or workplaces? Are there situations just waiting for one person's courage, one unexpected act of compassion to rewrite someone's story? How many potential legends of justice and love are out there just waiting for someone to step up and ask, how can I help?